Well, I saw this headline at Zero Hedge, and I almost thought, I mean, just really like almost, is this the thing I'm supposed to get credit for? You know, something I said previously, and then it was going to happen, and I was going to be like given some kind of notoriety for it, according to the webbot. But I'll be honest, I feel that this is just too weak. This is too weak of a story. That's what it is, in my opinion. Of course, what the hell do I know? Because I don't even know what it is until it happens. But I just, again, it's again involving North Korea. But what is one of the things I said? Matter of fact, just as this stupid cyber attack, which has caused really no, I mean, like, it's pretty much a non-issue. But funny enough, you know, as I said, I just got done saying, well, who did this? We don't know. Can't really, you know, we could just say some cyber actors did this. We don't know what country they belong to. We're going to go on, you know, kind of the war on terror. We just go wherever there's terror, and it's everywhere. We just can't really point our finger on it. But I mainly said, blame it on the Ruskies, the Russians, blame it on Syria, or blame it on North Korea. Those are the three main things I said. Possibilities, anyways. Headline, quick, be shocked, be very surprised. Ready? Zero Hedge. North Korean hackers emerge as the culprits behind the global malware cyber attack. Listen to me very carefully. You couldn't make this up. How in the hell could I tell you in advance of this preposterous, nonsensical possibility that the North Koreans or the Russians or Syria, depends on, you know, where we really need to go next, would be responsible for this? I said it with ease. Why? Because I know how the government, the elite, etc., the rulers of our country, our world, technically, operate. And when they need to go after somebody, we're going to see news. We are always going to see news that person just did something horrific, the leader of that country. We've got to go in and liberate these people. I can't believe what we just saw on TV. You know, like the chemical weapons attack in Syria, which, as you also should know, was completely staged and faked. There's a ton of videos showing it. See the same actors, same little girl pulled out of the rubble 14 times, you know, 14 different, not 14, but a bunch of times. You see the mannequin challenge, Syria mannequin challenge. Type that into YouTube and watch how they fake that, and, you know, and action. Then they begin, oh, my legs. Anyways. So here we are parking our ships off the coast of North Korea. I keep bringing this up over and over and over again recently because of that guy in 2010, Dr. Arua, the self-proclaimed prophet, I guess. And again, for every, you know, if I had $1 for every one of those guys that came out, I'd be filthy rich. But strangely enough, seems legit, got a good track record. He's nailed some things that he said in advance, for whatever the reason is. One of those things many years ago, which, funny enough, old Jay Snip did a video on telling you about this guy and showing you his little clip from 2010. And it's him preaching to the people of South Korea, telling them, I see missiles coming from North Korea and taking out raining down on a aircraft carrier off the coast. And then I see those trucks with the big missile that goes like this coming in South Korea. I see targets, South Korea. I see those. I see lots. All of these missiles won't hit, but some will. I see it just raining down, raining down, raining down. Some will hit, some will not. I've seen this. That's what he said back then. But again, he's new to me. I'm, you know, going to hold back like, I don't know about that, but there was just something about it and some other things. And I said, you know, I think I want to do a video on this guy. And back then, I did a 4-part video because I think back then, I don't even know if you could do a video over 10 or 15 or 20 minutes. I forgot. Or maybe I didn't have enough subscribers at the time or whatever the hell the rules were back then on YouTube. I had to do like a 4-part series or something. And it's part 4 of that series. Matter of fact, I think I ended up deleting the earlier ones, but it says like part 4. And I've already shared this numerous times recently. So we still have this battle group, whatever, off the coast. We just had North Korea fire another ballistic missile off successfully today. And by chance, The elite say this is ransomware. See, usually government at all levels is absolutely incredibly insufficient. And when I say insufficient, let's spend a ton of money to get almost nothing done, right? But in this case, they're going after two birds with one stone. They're very efficient with this one. Ready for this? This ransomware, as I discussed, the only payment method acceptable is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is now, robbers and cyber criminals, and great. They're using this Bitcoin, this stupid Bitcoin thing. If that thing was never invented, they would have never been able to do this. So let's shine a bad light on Bitcoin. By chance, the only thing that the elite don't control the price of, because there's no paper Ponzi scheme market, derivatives contracts, ETFs, futures contracts, etc., on Bitcoin. You either go buy some Bitcoin or you don't. Isn't that amazing? So the one thing of all the ways that a person could ask for ransom and paid, and hell, they could even ask for items of barter. We want food. Just send a bunch of food to, I don't know, how about Haiti? Since you guys allegedly got $1 billion from the Clintons and them and all their foundations, and it went nowhere, let's make sure they get it again. So we're going to, we'll make sure some hungry kids somewhere get, right? I mean, there's a bunch of ways you could ask for money or barter, whatever, trade items you might need. They chose Bitcoin. So I raised the red flag, the BS flag on that one. But that happened, right? And now we know who's behind it. This is now official. We know who's behind it. The North Koreans. The North Koreans did it. Two birds with one stone. The one stone is this nonsense ransomware, which was created originally. The main source code here is NSA created. And one of our contractors, which we allow to have our specialty tools, got hacked. And that got stolen. Right. You want to know why a contractor got stolen? I'm going to tell you classic government 101. Ready for this? Politics/government 101. Always get a third party involved so that if by chance the truth ever comes out, we can't show that the government did this. We have to be able to point the finger at a contractor, at somebody else, which is why the banks will always get pointed at before the government does, even though they get out of jail free. And just like a contractor would get out of jail free. Did this contractor who got it stolen from, did they get in trouble? Did you hear anybody go to jail about that? Not having a secure enough system? No. It's just, you can't put someone in jail because they got stolen from. No. So anyways, blame it on the North Koreans. Blame Bitcoin as the method of payment. We don't want that. Scare people away from using Bitcoin, that evil tool. You don't want to be part of evil. You don't want to be an evildoer supporter, do you? Two birds with one stone. This is the first time I've seen the government, or intelligence agencies for that matter, actually do something in the right way as far as from a spending the taxpayer money perspective. They very usefully use that one tool to knock out, or try to anyways, knock out two things. So now that we have North Korea emerging as the culprit, we know they did it. And they knocked down hospitals. Hospitals were down. Didn't you hear the news? Transit stations were down. Some places shut down and people couldn't even go to work. And it's still spreading. Part 2, 2.0 of this has now been released. Oh my gosh. 6,000 something per hour now being infected. Oh my god. Some crap. I don't know the stats actually. It was either 600 or 6,000 an hour or something. So we know who did it. I told you 2017 is a war year. It was in the cards. Just the same as an astrological alignment comes and goes, hundreds of years, decades, thousands, whatever it is. This too is in the cards for 2017. And as I said, when they can't play any more games with the economy and the numbers are absolutely horrible and they just can't fake it anymore, as Gerald Celente says, they take you to war. And here we are, as of today. Let me go just give you a little peek. Dow Jones. Did it break a record again? Or was that just... No, maybe it didn't. It's up 85 points. Dow Jones started way down, and as soon as the markets open at 9:30, just right up. Oh, yeah. Just kind of up and down a little bit, all the way across. S&P, NASDAQ, all of them great. Great on pretty dismal news. Europe has bad news. We had some bad news just come out. some of the numbers released weren't as expected, below expectations. What the hell is this rally? Where did this rally come from? My goodness. Because if you look at all the real data, it says there should be no rally, markets should be failing, in all honesty. But they're not. And what was the one thing that the government said is, as long as the stock markets look healthy, that's a sign that the entire nation is great economically. So after that came out, that sentence came out, I don't know whose mouth it came out of, but I remember hearing about the news and everything else, and we were kind of making fun of it too at the time. Oh yeah, that's a good method. Just the markets are healthy, the whole country must be great. And since that day, boy, oh boy, have they been pushing that. Because all the news that I present you, real news, real data, real numbers, is pretty horrible. But doesn't matter. So, again, if they can fake it only so far, and we've got June coming up, and the Fed's going to have to do a rate hike, and then next year they said they want to start unwinding, which I think I sent myself a video. I got to talk about that completely separately. Did I send myself that one? It might be. If not, I may have to go find it. Ben Bernanke, as I said, has been spouting out a little bit on online, and he suggests we should, the whole unwind the balance sheet, $4.5 trillion, bring it back down to normal, 5, 6, 700 billion. He's suggesting don't even bother, just kind of leave it where it's at, and if it goes even higher, it's okay. It just uses a tool, so we'll just never get rid of that money on the balance sheet. Like I said, how the hell are they going to unwind that balance sheet and get rid of the garbage, toxic asset mortgage-backed securities that they were holding on to when they gave all the banks the 100 cents on the dollar to get that crap back? How in the hell are they going to get rid of sell that garbage back to the banks? And the banks say, look, we already got a bunch of garbage now. You're coming to us, we're coming to you, son. We got more to unload on you. Especially since you said you can just keep increasing the balance sheet. Now we got a whole lot for you, as a matter of fact, right? That's where I see this going. But that's not what the Fed wants you to think. The Fed wants you to think they're going to actually unwind it all, and that they're going to definitely keep raising the rates. Unless we go to war with Korea or something big happens, they may have to change their tone all of a sudden. And funny enough, we've got the hackers, the culprits. Remember when North Korean hackers, this is from Zero Hedge, breached several firewall layers at Sony, exposing gigabytes of confidential data, only for it to eventually emerge that it was all the work of a disgruntled Sony employee. Remember that story? They got a link here if you don't. Apparently not, because the same plot line is beginning a rerun all over again. Two of the world's largest antivirus companies said they are looking into clues that suggest a North Korean-linked group may be behind last week's cyber attack. According to Reuters, Symantec and Kaspersky are investigating whether hackers from the Lazarus group were responsible for infecting an estimated 300,000 machines in 150 countries. The two companies have said that some code in an earlier version of the WannaCry ransomware had also appeared in programs used by the Lazarus group, which researchers from many companies said is run by North Korea. So they know the Lazarus group is run by, according to them. We're not going to provide the proof to you, but we're just going to tell you that's who we know, that's who that is. So believe us. While we reserve judgment over here at Zero Hedge at the amusing possibility that North Korea could have brought a substantial portion of the world's computer infrastructure to a halt until there is some actual evidence, it is worth noting that said inquiries emerged shortly after the White House said that paying ransom money to unlock files encrypted by the global cyber attack does not work. It was not clear how North Korean hackers planned to convert Bitcoin into any practical currency in a nation whose major banks have been barred from SWIFT. So again, let's assume it was the North Koreans, and they've got some Bitcoin. I've heard the latest update that they've got, whoever this has been paid about 50,000 Bitcoins, allegedly. In other words, not Bitcoins, $50,000 worth of Bitcoins, US dollars worth. So, hackers, North Korea, we got it. It was us. Somehow we got our hands on the arch enemy of ours, National Security Agency's spyware tool, right? Ransomware tool. which it wasn't really ransomware per se at the time, but they took the code and combined it with their operating, not operating system, but their program. And together, it created this ransomware that's really, epically created because it's got both the best of both worlds in it. And funny enough, they got a bunch of Bitcoin in their wallet, but they can't seem to unload it because in their country, as it says, they have no access to the SWIFT banking system. And therefore, how do you unload that without getting some bank somewhere to do the transaction? Just like we all have to do. If I go to Coinbase right now and sell off all the Bitcoin that I have, they have to use a bank and also put it into my bank account. So, got to have it, right? But North Korea doesn't. So, while I appreciate the government or the intelligence agencies for using our taxpayer dollars wisely and hitting two birds with one stone this time, it's still nonsense one way or the other. It's nonsense that we're supposed to believe that some group outside was able to get into the, a contractor of the NSA and get this thing. And then secondly, that it's the North Koreans. Come on. You should have went with the Russian story. You should have kept that turd going. I mean, come on. In any case, speaking to reporters on Monday afternoon, Homeland Security Advisor Tom Bassett told reporters he is not aware of a case where transferring $300 in Bitcoin, the amount demanded most of the time from this thing, has led to any data recovery. So if you did pay up the ransom, your files are still locked, apparently. The Trump administration estimated that less than 70,000 less than 70,000 has been paid to the criminals behind the ransomware so far. So we know who did it. It's North Koreans again. They're shooting off rockets. We told them not to do that. They're spouting off their mouth. We told them not to do that. And now they're attacking the world. And we're the world police, baby. We are the world police. So you just called on us to come. So now if you're in North Korea and you're Mr. Lil Kim Un, you're saying, what the hell? What is this news? And he's probably yelling to all his people on TV live right now. We told you, the imperialist USA. They're making up lies again on us. Now they're saying we hacked into their systems and the world systems and caused this, so the whole world will hate us now. Now again, that guy, he's got one or two screws loose, just like Papa and Grandpapa. I get it. But are we any better when we make stuff up on sovereign countries, and I'm not just saying North Korea, just across the planet, and we make up these fictitious stories like Syria, chemical weapons attack, which is a lie? Are we any better when we do that? The answer is no. So if you are Lil Kim, and you know how the United States rolls, even if you're crazy or not, you may feel backed into a corner at some point and saying, guys, this is the end for us over here. And we're not just going to take it lying down. Off with the heads of the aircraft carrier. Off with the heads in South Korea. Just hit our targets. We're going out, balls to the wall, hit it. And then, of course, we destroy them. But you end up seeing an aircraft carrier, CNN, all day long, first day, all day long, second day, repeating the same news, repeating the same footage, smoking aircraft carrier, to rile you up for World War III. The Iranians were involved in this one. Syria was also, we just unlearned that they were involved. And then the beer drinking USA fools. USA, USA, go get them, man. Yeah. Good. You go send your kids off. Thank God my kids are not quite old enough. Because I'll tell you something right now. Even if they were and a draft came, ain't a chance in hell I would leave this country so fast it would make your head spin. I would get my kids out of here. Okay? They ain't going to be used as pawns in the banker wars. Not happening. Take care.